All right, in the next part of the lesson, we're going to talk about writing equations for parabola from the following information. So here they give us the vertex and the focus. So we do need to know if it's going to be vertical or horizontal. So sometimes it's best just to do kind of a rough sketch. So if we make a small graph here, so vertex, we'd be at 1, 1, 2, 3. So here's our vertex. And then the focus is at 1. And then 3, 4, 5. So here's our focus. So since the focus is above our vertex, we know that we're going to have a U-shape opening up. Okay? So since we know that's vertical, it's going to be in the form of y equals, and then a times x minus h squared plus k. So the vertex gives us h and k. So right now we know that we're going to have y equals, and then x minus 1 squared plus 3. So now we just have to figure out what our a is. Okay? So remember, to find the focus, that helps us figure out c, and we know that c is equal to 1 over 4a. So if we figure out this distance, so again, this distance is c, so this was at 1, 3, and then we had the focus at 1, 5. So to go from 3 to 5, that's going to be a positive 2. So our c value is equal to 2. So we can say that 2 equals 1 over 4a. And then now we just have to solve for a. So if I put 2 over 1, we can just cross multiply. So 1 times 1 is 1. And then 2 times 4a is 8a. And then we would divide by 8 to get a alone. So a is equal to 1/8. So that number just goes in front of our parentheses, so 1/8. And since it's just asking for the equation, this is our final answer. All right, so again, next one, they give us the focus and the directrix. So again, if we just start by doing a quick sketch, and it doesn't have to be perfect, so we just need it to give us enough information to be able to figure out the direction and then the other information that we'll need. So let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's the focus. And then the directrix is at -2. So through here. Okay. So this tells us that it's going to be horizontal. So that means that we're using the general formula, or the vertex form of x equals, and then a times y minus k squared plus h. Okay. So we need to figure out a, h, and k. So we don't have the vertex this time, so that means that we need to start by finding the vertex. So remember, our vertex is right in the middle of the directrix and the focus, and it has to be on the same line right here. So so the focus is at 5, 6. And then this one is at -2. So if we just put a point there, that's going to be at -2, 6. So that we just need the distance from -2 to 5. So if we count that, or even if we just kind of add, so this would be 2, and then another space would be 7. So half of that would be, so if we take 7 and divide it by 2, that's going to give us 3.5. So 1, 2, 3.5. So here's, oh, sorry, that's the distance that we need to figure out. So now from one of them, we need to count 3.5 towards the other. So if this is at -2, I go 1, 2, 3, and then halfway. So 1, 2, 3, halfway. So here's the vertex. So the k value has to be 6. And then that is going to be 1.5. Okay. So this is our h and k, and I'm just going to leave it as a decimal. So we will have x equals, and then y minus k, so y minus 6 squared, and then plus 1.5. So now we need to figure out a. So again, we know that c is equal to 1 over 4a. And our c value is the distance from either the vertex to the focus or the focus to the directrix, which we know is going to be this 3.5. So we would just set 3.5 equal to 1 over 4a. And again, if I just put that over 1, we can cross multiply. So we would have 1 equals, and then 3.5 times 4, let's see, that is going to give us 14. So this will be 14a, and then we would divide by 14. So our a then is equal to 1 over 14, so that's what's going to go in front. So this would be our final answer for that equation.